Hello and welcome to the ChrisTronCast. This is episode 2, and today we're going to be discussing a plethora of topics, such as, first off being my Rockstar Games Are Art video just being announced, and also being a multi-part series. We're also going to be discussing things like Splatoon 3 and how it is still the most disappointing game of the past year or so, as well as Final Fantasy 16 being not quite what I expected, but still a great game. Let's get into it. So yes, as announced prior, my big Rockstar Games Art project is finally announced. I'm very excited for you guys to see what I have in store. This video is spanning a lot of different assets of myself, such as equipment. I am buying a lot of equipment to make this happen, a lot of hardware. First off, I don't want to emulate any of these games. There will be certain cases where I'm going to have to. Certain games like the GBA, Grand Theft Auto, and potentially the DS one. I might have a solution for that, but we'll see. There's PSP GTA games like the, I think they're Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. I'm going to have to probably emulate those. But every other game besides those, to my knowledge, I should be able to play on native hardware, which is going to be really cool. Everything besides the handheld stuff, I should be able to play on native hardware, and it's going to be really cool going through the whole catalog of Rockstar games with the original hardware in mind and seeing if they still hold up in the ways that they did and how revolutionary they were at the time. My prediction going in before doing any of this, I think they're going to hold up pretty damn well, because Rockstar Games famously, they're truly, I would say, 5 years ahead of all the competition with every release they make. Games like that look like Red Dead Redemption 2 are only starting to come out now in the current gen, but when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, nothing looked like that. Nothing looked as mocapped as Red Dead Redemption 2. It only took a few years till The Last of Us Part 2 came out, stuff like Ghost of Tsushima. Even that, you can make a case, isn't the same level as Red Dead Redemption 2. But also games like, God of War Ragnarok, God of War 2018, well, God of War 2018 was before, but you know, like, that kind of stuff, Horizon Forbidden West, that was a very mocap game, much more than the first one, stuff like that, you know, like, I feel like Rockstar has always been ahead of the competition in every release they make, and that's quite impressive, honestly. And seeing how these games hold up over time, and seeing the level of quality that they have continued to use their prowess on is going to be quite exciting to see. I'm also excited to see how visually they level up beyond that, but also how their gameplay systems kind of... You know, that's one of the things I'm really excited to see. I'm excited to see how Rockstar's gameplay has and hasn't evolved. I assume, this is my prediction going in, I think it's not going to evolve quite like the visuals, because knowing how GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas kind of have the similar combat, then GTA 4 and 5 have very similar combat. It's different, but not crazy different. As well as like Max Payne 3's shooting being horrible on console, but great on PC. You know, stuff like that. You know, like, I think I'm going to notice a lot of things that aren't going to be noticed in standard reviews of 1 or 2 of these games. I think going through the whole catalog is going to give me a new level of appreciation for everything they've made. And some of the bad stuff, too. I think one of the things that I'm going to notice a lot is open world repetition and, linearity in certain parts of the mission. I think that's going to be a major thing I'm going to notice within GTA 5, GTA 4, maybe even like the racing Midnight Club games. I'm going to notice that a lot because those are very linear from what I've heard. I've never played a Midnight Club game, so that's going to be kind of cool to experience for the first time. And, there's a lot of facets to that whole video project that I'm really excited to see. Just going through a ridiculous amount of hours of all these games. Oh, and I haven't even talked about this. I'm going to complete all of them. Yeah, I'm gonna beat all these games. This is a crazy thing, because when all these games are like ridiculously long, like GTA 4 and 5 combined are gonna be like, I think 70 hours combined, and like Red Dead Redemption 2 alone is like 76 hours. You know, it's gonna be a lot of hours I'm gonna have to put into these games, but you know, it's worth it. You know, I want to get a unique perspective on all these games and projects and give them a unique spin for a video like this. I think that's what my audience deserves. You know, I think that's what all of you deserve, is the most quality content possible. You know, this is a thing I believe, right? I believe all my content has to stand on its own and do something different from the last video. Even if it's in a minor way, even if it's in something the audience probably won't even notice. I want to make sure every video I make stands on its own, it is a unique product from the last. Now let's get to the next topic. Final Fantasy 16. Man, it's not for me. It's a great game. I love action games, but I didn't really buy Final Fantasy 16 for it to be an action game. I've been somewhat disappointed, honestly, because I really was expecting Final Fantasy 16 to be more like Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which recently came out as well. But sadly, it's more like, what's the best way to put it? Devil May Cry, which is not a bad thing. I love DMC5. I think that's one of the best action games in the past 5-6 years, and it blew my mind when it came out, and I love it, right? But that's not why I bought a Final Fantasy game. I wanted some RPG mechanics as well as maybe some ARPG combat. But sadly, it lines itself way more with the action part of the RPG kind of game. And that's not really what I bought it for. And I've been somewhat disappointed because it's just not for me. I feel like it's a quality game. It has great ideas. It has great boss battles, elaborate, exquisite boss battles, but it just doesn't land the mark for me. And that's fine. You know, not all games are going to agree with me, but man, after Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which just freaking blew my mind in 2020. I mean, like, I was playing that every day till I got it done. It was just like a breath of fresh air in a time where I was kind of losing interest in AAA games, and it just like, wow, like it was just an incredible experience to play through that game. And then going to this where I'm like, well, it's not really an RPG. Doesn't really feel like anything but an action game. It's not what I really wanted. It was not for me. I just kind of dropped off it. It's a great game. Not for me, though. And our final topic of the day regards Splatoon 3. This is an interesting one, because this game came out in 2022. I think it was last year, actually. I don't even remember. That's the funny thing. This game has... this is going to be a hot take. This is going to be a longer part of the video, actually. Splatoon 3 has really disappointed me since it came out. And to be honest with you, I don't know why. And I'm making this because I want to see if anyone else has had the similar problem with this game. I really dislike Splatoon 3, and for someone who put 300 hours in Splatoon 2 on the Switch, that is really surprising. And I feel like there's not enough people talking about how bad this game is. It's bad. I don't like it. It's bad. And I don't get it. Like, the combat is significantly worse from Splatoon 2, and I want to explain why. Because I don't think any of these reviews I've seen from the past year of this game have been able to discuss why this game is so shit. Because Splatoon 2 was like this elegant, perfect, like casual shooter. I loved it because it was casual, it was fun. You get into a few matches, maybe you win, maybe you lose, but you'd be fine. You wouldn't be upset at the end of them because there weren't people trying to like go up the fucking ladder board like there are in like Overwatch or fucking CS:GO. You know, it wasn't that kind of game. Splatoon 3, for some reason, I genuinely believe it has skill-based matchmaking, which is one of the dumbest fucking things you could have ever added to this game. I don't know this for a fact. I could be completely wrong about this. For the record, if I'm wrong, that's fine, that's cool. That means I'm just stupid. But you know what? I want to talk about this, because every match I get into, there's a bunch of these fucking sweaty tryhards in this children's game, which is fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but the problem is, like, the game is just, like, it's designed to not be fun for me. Like, the reasons I like Splatoon 2 was because it was just, like, it was bliss for me. I could get into a match and just enjoy myself. But now, all the abilities are way too overpowered, so people can just one-shot you with, like, all the abilities. And all the fun weapons I enjoyed in Splatoon 2 have been nerfed in 3, and they're much not as fun to use. And then the ones I hated are all buffed, and it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get why I should like this game. I love Splatoon. I played it on the Wii U back in 2015. I was addicted to it. And then when it came out on the Switch, I couldn't stop playing it. And now I don't want to play it at all. And it's so sad because I love this franchise. I think it's Nintendo's best new IP. It's community based. It's fun. It's very active with this player base. But God, I'm miserable playing Splatoon 3. It feels like they took everything I love from Splatoon 2 and just made it not for me, and it's just a bummer. I'm sad because I really want to love Splatoon 3. I love that there's no like paid DLC really besides campaign add-ons like Splatoon 2. I love that the campaign is still solid and fun. And I love that Salmon Run has been evolved, because in Splatoon 2, I hated Salmon Run, and now I love it in Splatoon 3. But God, the core multiplayer is so terrible. I just don't enjoy it, and it's a damn shame, man. It's a fucking damn shame. And that, my friends, was episode 2 of the ChrisTronCast. thank you all for listening and/or watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for episode 3. This is going to be a weekly show, gamers. This is not going to be a one-off thing. I made a promise to myself that I'm going to do this show, so while the Rockstar Games or Art video is in the oven, there will be at least something on the channel to watch. So stay tuned, my fellow gamers, and take it easy. Good day.